ever gone on a date so confusing that you needed a support group afterwards? You know, that kind of date that you think you're going to meet a normal human being. But yeah, exactly that. Dating. We need to talk. If you have ever started talking to someone and thought, is this a good match? Or am I going to call my therapist in the end? Then this video is for you. You know, most of the confusion comes from not knowing what to look for in the early stage of dating. And today we are going to talk about it. So let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. Maybe it's time to present myself. My name is Luna and I usually talk about toxic relationships, how to spot a narcissism, but also dating in general, and self-love and healing. I talk about it because I have met enough narcissists in my life and heal after several toxic relationships, and I think I have enough data to talk about it. So today we are going to talk about something very important to me because no one really taught me which kind of question to make in early stages of dating, and today I want to be the kind of friends that hold your hand and helps you through the early stages of dating. So how to spot compatibility and how to build it, which kind of questions to make, and how to build a healthy relationship. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start by saying that one of the biggest mistake that all of us, me included, did in the early stages of dating, it's showing parts of us that are not real, or at least not completely. But you want to build a healthy relationship that lasts long, and those type of relationships are based on vulnerability, compatibility, authenticity, and transparency. You want to show the real you so you can see if you are compatible to the other person or not. And this does not mean overshare all your life on day one, but it means sharing your interests, your passions, and your boundaries. So early conversations doesn't have to feel heavy. The other person doesn't have to feel like he's in an interview with the HR. So instead of asking, what do you do in life, or where are you from, try to understand the other person, his passions, his values, his mindset, he or she. So for example, you should ask questions like this. 1. How do you usually spend your free time? 2. What kind of relationship or friendship bring the best out of you? 3. What do you enjoy learning lately? You see, these type of questions make you understand better which kind of person you are dealing with, his values, lifestyle. Remember, early dating is just based on getting to know better the other person, getting to know better their values, and making also yourself questions. Is this aligned with who I am and who I want to be in the future? Early dating is not for approval. Early dating is just for knowing the other person. You see, in early stages, usually people say the right things, but what really matters is, are their words matching their actions? Are they communicating consistently, and are they respectful and considerate towards me? Another advice, small advice I can give you is paying attention on the patterns. Patterns says a lot about a person rather than their words. And usually patterns starts to show up even early on, maybe in small ways, but they still show up. So pay attention to what keeps repeating. It might also happen that if you have bad toxic past experience, then you go in alarm very soon and very often. But it's also important to distinguish between a real red flag and just simple differences. So for example, real red flags are, first, lack of accountability. If they say they're going to show up on a certain hour and they show up 3 hours later, well, that is something to pay attention to. 2, disrespect towards others. I will never forget when in one of the first dates with my ex, he was treating the waitress so badly and with such a arrogant way, and it was also clear that the waitress was new, so she didn't really know what she was doing. So instead of being empathetic, and this was my first reaction to it, he was like very arrogant and was like pretending her to do things quickly and right. So pay attention not just how he or she treats you, but how he or she treats others. Inconsistent communication, this is also a huge red flag, and my ex has also this one. But when we like someone, we tend to, justify them, but that is a mistake. Pay attention if he or she is not consistent. That says a lot, right? At least it says that they are not that much into you as much as you want them to be. 4, avoidance of clear answers. On the other hand, things like different taste in music or food or minor differences are not real red flags and not what you should really base yourself on. So the trick here is to not dump him too quickly, but also really paying attention on his actions rather than his words. We as women, we love to hear the right things at the right time. This is how we are. But we can, it's a little exercise for us to learn how to really pay attention to what they do. If someone gives you mixed signals, shows you limited interest, and makes you so unsure about where you two are standing, that's usually not a mystery to solve, my love. That it's usually an answer. Knowing your worth, knowing what you want, and learning how to communicate your boundaries will make you attract the right person. But also I might say that leaving soon is not a failure, it's just a sign of self-respect. Learning how to live when things doesn't go the way you want, that's self-love, nothing more, nothing less. Healthy dating is not that much complicated until you understand what really matters. And what really matters is authenticity. open and consistent communication, and mutual effort. And now I want to hear it from you. What is the most valuable lesson you have learned from dating so far? Comment down below because I read every single message because your story matters to me. If you liked this video, then like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or someone that needs to hear these words. Love you.